I can't believe we're at Thursday again. But you know what? Everyone's doing their best, and we will get through this. So until now, Chaim has been going through the 15 steps of the Seder, and we're going to continue from where he left off. And let's just do a little recap. So we've done Kadesh, where we make the Kiddush, Orchatz, wash your hands, Karpas, the onion, dip it, right? Yachatz, we do some matzah. So Kadesh, Orchatz, Karpas, Yachatz, Magid, we tell the story. Rachza, we wash our hands again. Motzi, matzah, we eat the matzah. And we're up to Marror. Maror, Korach. That's what we're going to do today. So the 8th and 9th step we're going to do today. So I was doing a little bit of research, reading the Gada, reading the definitions, and I found such interesting concepts about the Maror, which is the idea of eating the Maror, and the Korach, which is a sandwich that we make, which we'll talk about soon. Okay, so let's begin with the Maror. So the actual steps of the Maror is actually we take a little bit of wine. Let me recap a little bit. Just see that it's like a little. Okay, there we go. Okay, the actual step of Maror is that we're going to take horseradish. That's a tradition that many people have, as well as lettuce. And like you'll put some maror, the horseradish, grinded up inside your lettuce, and you dip it into a combination called Charoset, right? In the Seder plate, that's one of the things we have on our Seder plate, Charoset. What is Charoset? It's a mixture, a combination of apples grinded, nuts grinded together with the apples, and a little bit of wine, okay? It kind of looks like this brown texture, which reminds us of the bricks, because the Jewish people, one of the things that they had to do in slavery is hard labor, specifically making bricks. Some people say, making the pyramids in Egypt. And what happens is at your Seder night, you're going to take at least 0.6 ounces of romaine lettuce, a little bit of maror, and you're going to dip it into the charoset. You're going to dip it into the combination of apple, wine, nuts, which is a sweet, it's sweet, which is interesting, okay? We say the blessing. There's a special blessing that we say, and the tradition is to eat it within 4 minutes, tops 7 minutes. And we don't lean when we do this Maror tradition, okay? So it's very interesting because I find that to be such a potent, important lesson. Maror symbolizes the idea of bitter. Maror actually means bitter. It's the idea that, there can be such bitter times, such hard times for so many people, hard challenges that people have. And the idea is that even within the Maror, even within the bitter times, find those moments of sweetness. Find those moments of sweet moments, right? Because we take the Maror, we dip it in the Charoset, this sweet tasting combination, right? Which really is that idea that even in the Maror, find those sweet moments. And it's so interesting because I think every one of us can relate to that. Many of us have bitter moments in our lives, bitter experiences, challenges, hardships. Everybody has their own, right? It could be different situations, different levels of hardships. But the point is that within the hardship, find those sweet moments. Find those moments when you know that God is with you. Find those moments when you feel him holding you, hugging you, right? It's so interesting because I was watching the author of The Choice. Her name is Eda Edgar, I believe. She's like a 91-year-old woman. She's an incredible human being. She's a Holocaust survivor. And she talks about, in her book, different moments when she talks about her experiences in Auschwitz and all the different camps and torture she went through, different moments of sweet moments it's hard to even say that, but like moments where she felt God hugging her, moments where she felt she wasn't alone, moments where she smiled and laughed, right? Even more so, right? Us going through a period right now where it's uncomfortable for us, right? For most of us, we're at home stuck, it's uncomfortable. There are some people suffering and we pray for them every day, and we should never know of such a thing. But in our uncomfortableness, find moments of sweetness. So I think that's such a potent and such a relevant lesson for right now. And then we go on to the next step, which is Korach. Korach is we make a sandwich. We take 2 pieces of matzah, about the same size as the lettuce, which is 0.6 ounces. And inside this top layer of matzah and bottom layer of matzah, you're going to put the maror, so the horseradish, in your lettuce. Dip it in charoset. That's going to be the inside, the filling of your sandwich. And it's actually going to be a piece of the third matzah. Because there's 3 matzahs that we have on our Seder plate. We got the Kohen, Levi, Yisrael. So from the Yisrael, the bottom one, you're going to take a matzah from there to make your sandwich. And then when you make that combination, right before you eat it, you're going to say an interesting prayer. You're going to say, this is what Hillel did at the time when the Holy Temple is standing. He would combine the Paschal-lamb, matzah, and Maror and eat them together in accordance with the verse. They share with matzah and Maror. So those are the words you're going to say. So you're remembering how back in the times of the temple, that's what the Jewish people did. They made this sandwich, this interesting sandwich of matzah. You got the lettuce, the horseradish maror dipped in charoset, and the bottom layer is matzah as well. That was the sandwich. And I'm saying that is the sandwich we eat today. And back in the day, they used to have the Paschal-lamb that was in their sandwich. We don't have that today. In fact, we don't even eat any type of meat in our sandwich because we're not fulfilling that obligation. We can't. It's not temple times, but we're remembering. And we're actually kind of like yearning for those times. That's why we eat it. We're yearning for the redemption, for the final redemption, for a time when there's only goodness in this world. There's no suffering. And I think that's also an incredible lesson that we need to remember, which is that, in our suffering, in our hardships, we need to have goals for the future. We need to make our future plans happen. Set things right now, do things right now so that your future goals can actually happen. So let's say, like, even right now, whatever we're going through right now, this, and you have goals for when this isolation is over, put things in order, put things in place so that when we leave the situation, you'll be able to fulfill those. And also at your Seder night, have in mind, we're eating the sandwich because we don't want to live in the reality that we live in. We want to live in a reality where there's peace, where there's no suffering, where there's no hunger, where people can be true to themselves. So that finalizes those two more steps of the 15 steps 8 and 9. And I want to just remind everybody that tonight we have a Torah class at 7 o'clock. And it's going to be incredibly interactive, so engaging, so interesting. I highly recommend you join. If you would like to join, reach out to us. We'll give you the Zoom link. Another thing is, if you need matzah, we have shmura matzah, which means handmade matzah that we will be giving out. Reach out to us if you would like. We plan to give to every, we have a whole list, but reach out to make sure you're on that list. And lastly, we do have a task force, which we're here to really, help anybody. If you need shopping done for you, if you need medication picked up, whatever it is, reach out to us. You can also check out our website, jewishladabin.com/COVID-19, and you'll see actually Passover resources of how to lead your own Seder. If you'd like to volunteer for this task force, if you need help, and also how to sell your chametz. That's a tradition we do before Passover. There's an online form. You can fill it out super easy, quick. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful Thursday. Make the best of it. It's sunny. It's a beautiful day today. Find those moments of sweetness.